After
Well,
Jay,
Pete.
how are you, man?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, bro. I'm very well, thank you. How was your day?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. How was yours?
Can't complain. It was okay. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, man, I just want to know everything. I want to know everything. I want to know everything, man. So, I want us to start from high school. I need you to tell me what really motivated you to study medicine in when you were still in high school, right? I just want to know what kept you going. What really motivated you to study medicine?
Interesting. Those are like a lot of questions. I see. Hey, Ponzo is here.
Yes,
Man, it's like this.
Onishka. 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 Yes. Yes.
Um,
Yes, man. I just want to know what really motivated you to study medicine. Let's start from high school. Let's start from high school.
yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would say like starting from high school, it was always my love for life sciences. To be honest, like I don't
Mm.
think. I mean, a lot of people usually say that they chose medicine because they love people, they want to help out and all of that.
Yeah.
But I don't think for me it was that factor. It was mainly because I loved the sciences, the science part of medicine, the biology. I sort of like resonated with that quite a lot, starting from grade 10 and going to grade 11 when we started to sort of like do more of the human body and biology, hormones and all of that. Like I was so interested in that. And I think it
Mm-hmm.
motivated me to want to study medicine. And I mean, medicine also comes with a sort of like a job security for someone who comes from the place where I'm from. I'm from Palabura. So you always want to make it. So medicine offered that kind
Okay.
of, and I think those are the top reasons. I don't hate people per se. I do love people, the
Mm.
people around me, but like it
Okay.
was not it was not like the most important thing for me, choosing
Yeah.
medicine. That was not the main. So yeah,
So you
yeah.
no, it's fine. Finish
No,
up. Finish up. It's okay. Finish up.
I was just gonna go off it.
Okay. Okay. So you said medicine is not all about being a doctor or you know what having the love for science. You said it also comes with the security, especially if you are from Palabura. I'm also from Palabura, you know.
I
So
mean,
I just want to know the type of security that you're talking about. What type of security are you talking about?
so Given and I went to the same high school, like it's actually my best friend, but yeah, that's not
You
why we're here.
know,
So
you know.
mm, the security that I was actually talking about was job security. So something
Okay,
that you know
okay.
you do finish with your degree, you are more likely to get a job. So I think that is the kind of security I'm talking about. So something safe, man. I mean, like we come from villages and stuff. So what we really want is just to make it. So it's not, sometimes it's not even all about the passion. A lot of people just don't do degrees or further studies just because they have a passion for something. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
just from poverty as well. So that is motivation, and I think it should be encouraged as well, especially if you are first generation to come to university. You need to have some form of security, and only then will your kids do something for passion. They can go do the arts, do other things, but at least you've provided them, you've sort of like paved the way for them to dream bigger. Yeah.
Okay. So when you were still in high school, didn't you like have challenges, like specific challenges that you would say they really
Mm.
made you feel like you're not good enough to be a doctor or maybe to study medicine because of the milieu or maybe the people around you? Didn't you have people around you who were like, no, Jaros, I don't think you'll make it because you're from this place? Or maybe you didn't have any doctors that you were looking up to. You just had that motivation in you that, you know what, I will be a doctor because I'm capable of it.
Let me start. So, I mean, that's such a huge question. It's a fair question, but
Okay.
a lot of doctors around me, to be honest. I'm trying to think now. Anyone of, if there's like a doctor in our place, like in my gender that I can look up to, or I up to. For me, I think medicine was always out of reach, to be honest. But I wouldn't say that there were people that actually discouraged me to say, no, you can't make it. I've always had a lot of support. I mean, starting from primary, like there were people that actually believed me from there, like teachers, grade 2. Like I still am in communication with my teacher from grade 2.
That's good, man. That's good. I love that. I love that.
A lot of people believing in me. I think that encouraged me, you know, like that thing where they always say, oh, that kid is not, you're going to be something big. So seeing myself above any situation that I was in helped me sort of like come to where I am today. I'm not like at the end at the moment, but at least now I can see the light in front of me. So it was always the support, the encouragement, but a lot of our dreams is if you come from a village are out of reach, and you are more likely to be a person who pioneers something. I'm not saying that I've pioneered medicine per se, but what I'm saying, I may be the first person to have graduated like from that place, and it's good that now there's like a lot of people that are looking at us and wanting to us, but it's unfortunate for us that we didn't have such people to look up to.
Yes, man. So let's talk about the requirements now, right?
Yeah.
So let's say now there's a student who wants to study medicine in high school. Let's talk about the marks. What advice would you give them? What type of level should they go for? How many points do they need to go to, not just to university, but then to study medicine?
In terms, I mean, like you should really aim for the moon, to be honest.
What is the moon? When we talk about the APS, what is the moon here?
When I say you need to aim for the moon, I mean that like you really need like to have proper good marks, like aim for distinctions.
Yeah, but I want to know what is proper marks, because to others you can say 20 points, that is the moon. 19 points, that's the moon, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I need you to specify on that.
Yeah, I mean, like aim for distinctions. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. 7 distinctions will get you in any medical school that you want to get into.
Okay.
So if you fail, that's what I'm saying. They always say like you must aim for the moon. So if you fail to reach it, you may land amongst the stars. So your stars in that case.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Yeah.
If you're aiming for level 7s and everything, your stars will be having 6 distinctions or 5 distinctions. At least you can still be considered. I mean, there's other factors as well that you need to consider. You have to make sure you've written your NBT test. Most of the top universities require NBTs for you to study medicine.
Yeah.
So like UCT, Stellenbosch, UP, I think VETS and stuff, those require NBTs. I'm not sure about the others, but the last time I checked, they didn't require those. So you need to do well even with your NBTs. What else is required of you? Yeah. And with regards to subjects, you need to make sure that you do the sciences, obviously. And so your maths, your physics, your life sciences. Apparently, UCT is one institution that does not require you to do life sciences. As long as you have physics and maths and obviously, then you can study medicine. But I think the other universities, they want you to have done life sciences as well. But those are the things you should be studying in high school, I'd say.
Yeah, okay. So I hear you talking about NBT. Not everybody knows what NBT is. Do you mind unfolding that abbreviation? NBT. You said there are universities that require NBT. So it means there are certain universities wherein you can just apply, and then if you qualify, they just take you. But then with other universities, you need to write the NBT.
Yeah. So NBT is a national benchmark test.
Okay.
So, because I mean we come from different high schools, we do maths, physics, and everything. So what the NBTs try to get from you, they try to gauge like what type of student are you. So it says that usually you write between April and August or October, and it consists of 3 parts, if I can remember well. There's like quantitative literacy, there's academic literacy, AL, and then there's maths as well. If you are doing
still remember. Still remember. Okay. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You just write quantitative literacy and academic literacy. It's mostly the academic literacy is mostly English like, and then maths, and then quantitative literacy is like maths but light. I think it's maths literacy,
Mm-hmm.
and so basically they just want to benchmark you. They want to know where you are compared to other students. Are you ready for university and stuff? So those factors, admissions, yeah.
Okay. No, that's good, man. So, okay, just some of the challenges that you are comfortable with. I want to know some of the challenges that you came across when you went to university your first year.
First year, hi Paige, my clinical partner has joined the live. So
Pardon?
challenges. No, I said my clinical partner Paige has joined the live. So yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay.
So challenges. So first year, I mean, I didn't come straight to UCT, so I think that was one challenge that I had. So getting into university, one of my first challenges, because I had written my NBTs quite late, and the top universities that I'd applied to wanted those NBTs early. I think it was a combination of financial issues there by my side, and also not being aware that like NBTs needed to be written that early, because obviously I think I was ready to write them, but I was like not putting on people to give me money so I can write them early. So I ended up writing them late, and by the time I had written them, UCT has closed their caps. I actually wanted to go to UP other than like that was my university that I wanted to go to. So they closed it. I couldn't get into that. So I was like, okay, cool. It's Jan. The results are out. It's 2017. I'm like, okay, I had applied to the University of Limpopo. Let me go to that. I went there, and then they admitted me and all of that. So I did my medicine there in 2017. But they had issues. So you see now. So what happened is that the accreditation for the first 6 months, and obviously I didn't want to be there.
Okay, you were just there because you couldn't go to UP or UCT.
Backup for me. So people who are at the I respect that institution. So I got there, but they had issues with medicine. We were the second cohort of students to actually do medicine there. It was still in its teeth. I hope now everything is fine. So, and I got there. There were a lot of issues, man. We were put into non-degree things, like we're basically not doing anything in a way, but they made us do some medical science courses on the side.
Oh, okay.
I think they regained their accreditation around about July, and they sort of like took us back into medicine. But by then, I'd already applied because now my NBTs were already there, because I mean NBTs last few for 2-3 years if I'm not mistaken. So I just applied to other NBTs. I applied to Medunsa, VETS. I didn't apply to VETS. I applied to UCT, Stellenbosch and stuff. So they took me, and then I decided that I wanted to come to UCT. Then around July, I already knew that I was going to be out of the University of Limpopo. So I think that was my first challenge into city, my life. I mean, being in a place where you didn't want to be in the first place can be quite challenging mentally as well. So
yeah, of course.
Then I moved. I had to redo first year again, because remember those first 6 months that I was at the University of Limpopo, we were non-degree students. So because we were non-degree, when I applied to UCT and other places, they wanted results like a full academic record, of which I didn't have for medicine. So a lot of things were not. So I had to start from the bottom. So 2018, I was doing my first year at UCT. Yeah, I think that is my main challenge that I faced post high school. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So when you went, now that you're in UCT, with your first year at UCT, didn't you have any challenges?
Challenges.
Adjusting to the place, because I know it's a new environment, it's a new place, everything is just new. So you had to adjust to everything. Didn't you like have And you are, of course, far from home. Weren't you are worried about that? Because now you have to fly. If you want to go back home, you have to fly, right? If you want to go back to school, you have to fly. Wasn't that challenging for you?
I mean, UCT itself, it's a lot of challenges. UCT
Hmm.
is just for us. And I mean, I didn't fly for the first year that I was at UCT, so I used to take buses. So that's another thing.
How long does it take to get there?
It takes like, yo, it's, man, like you don't want to know, like, because
Right.
you know, with Limpopo, so I take a bus 6 hours, 7 hours to Joburg. Then when I get to Joburg, I take another one to Cape Town, or direct one. So that's like 18 hours, and the one from Palabra to Joburg is like 6. So actually, I spend around about 24 hours on the road.
Mm.
So it's very
That's
long. It's very exhausting. Like you get wherever you're going, like very tired, and you don't want anything. So challenge number one, buses and having to travel long distance. And then coming here, I mean, UCT, man, yo, it's a lot. So, eh, where can I even start? I mean, it's a new environment. I was at the University of Limpopo. It was not even very multiracial. It was just us black students and stuff. So being here, you get to experience different things. And I wouldn't say that is a challenge. I think it's a learning opportunity. You get to meet a lot of people. You get to learn from other people as well, get an understanding of where they come from, their cultures, what they believe. So, I mean, at first, it's a bit of a challenge making friends where everyone is like very, very diverse. You like, do I fit in?
yeah,
Do I
of
not
course.
fit? What's this? What's going on? It's the city as well. Like, I'm not from a city. Even like when I went to TAF, TAF is like a township in a way. So even
Yeah.
when I yeah, like it's just too much. Life is just fast, 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 and I'm slow, 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 slow. So that's what else would I say was a challenge? I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but there's UCT has this what can I how can I put it? People are reaching for the stars here, man. Like people are like they're trying to go to the top, top, top. So you had to level up. So I mean, it challenged me to work harder as well
Hmm.
because you come here, one has done amazing things. This every second person that you actually meet was a top learner from their school. You get it. So everyone is a top achiever. There's a whole top achiever mentality. But what do they call type A personality? So you have to having to deal with that and having to challenge yourself to study more. What else? I mean, other challenges. I'm trying to think. You see, it's very good that I'm not thinking of a lot of challenges. It means I probably had like a good experience. But yeah,
Yeah.
our challenges, academics. Hey, Ziak.
I want to ask something. Okay, as a student who obtained 7 distinctions, which means that you got
Yeah,
is it 79 points, right? Your APS.
79 points. What do you mean
Is it?
79 points?
I mean, if you got 7 distinctions,
Seven,
where's my maths?
75. Isn't 40 something? 47,
40
40
some,
something.
is it 45 or 49? Okay.
49. Hey,
It is 49, right?
49, bro. Imagine. I have a whole, math is like my highest thingy.
I
Now,
know, right? I did say 49, but then you see now, you got a distinction, okay? And then I said 49, and you were like, is it 49? Is it not 45? And then when you start doubting, then I also start doubting.
but I think you're off because you said 70 something, which is very off.
No, I
Yeah,
said you got 7 distinctions. So I said your points will be 79. I mean,
which is wrong.
oh my word, 49. You see, now you said 70 something. Never mind. So
Yeah,
as a student who obtained 7 distinctions, which means you've got like 49 points, right?
yeah,
Did
yeah.
you like feel threatened when you started meeting those people? Because now you know you are one of those top
Mm.
students. So did you feel like you're not going to keep up, or maybe now because you have people who are at your level, then you're going to have more challenges?
Hey, Temba, you see now we've got people from our place. Temba,
Is
the
it
son is there. I'm gonna answer.
Temba from Palagoro?
Yes, 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 it's him.
Okay. All right.
So I wouldn't say. So there's this thing. There's a video by Malema which says none of that matters here. I don't like none of
Yeah,
that. No, like
they are tired,
when
Shem. They are tired.
when you get here, none of that matters. Whether you had triple sevens, you appeared on TV with Angie. None of that matters. You start from the bottom. For me, I wouldn't say I was threatened or anything. I don't like threats. I don't take threats. But I was I would say it challenged me to want to keep my standard. You see, to be that good of a student. So I wouldn't say I was threatened. Like I'm not. I don't get threatened by anyone.
Okay. Yeah. I love it. I love it. It's like, yeah, I'm Jairus. I'm just gonna go in. If you want to talk about maths, let's do it. So, man, I want to know, which between the two, between theory and practical, which one do you enjoy most?
Between theory and practical, which one do I enjoy? So, so usually, so let me break it down to you. So in medicine for us it's like 6 years now. So the first 3 years are like the clinical years. So you can say those are theory years in brackets. And then we have years 4 to 6. Those are your clinical years, and you would say those are your practical years. So which one I actually enjoy more? I would say I'm enjoying more of the clinical stuff. So practical part, I'm enjoying more. I mean, with thing is like the preclinical years are a bit difficult. Man, a lot of people like get lost like along the way. So I wouldn't say I really enjoyed it that much. And I mean all of it, like what we do preclinical stuff so that we are ready for clinical stuff. So clinical things like practical work is like the end goal. And I think I'm enjoying it more, like interacting with patients, being there, going an extra mile. And but I mean, with clinical stuff comes these things of having to do calls and stuff. And hey, calls can break you, man. They can either make you or break you.
There's a comment there, brother. There's a comment.
Which one? I see Zane is here. Script Zane. I don't see any other comments.
So no, I was talking about that one, my future doctor. Talking about the practical part wherein you get to talk with the patients and all that, don't you sometimes get emotionally attached? Mm-hmm. I mean, like, okay, no, not in that way. I mean, like, let's say that patient is very sick, or maybe it's very critical, and then now it's raining you. Don't you like sometimes get attached and feel like you can help them instantly?
I mean, it's something that you learn as a medical student. I mean, in training, that you need to separate emotions there. So there's like sympathy and there's empathy. What you need to practice, not sympathy. So we learn to empathize with patients and not to sympathize with them. I mean, sometimes it does get to you, but you always remember that you need to be your best as well. So you need to see the next patient who is having a completely different issue. So I don't say attached. There's patients that I remember whose stories actually resonate with me. Some I remember because they were like in very difficult circumstances. But I didn't say I get attached or like I don't get them off my mind or I carry it with me or anything. I move. The thing is like it's so crazy because early like when you get to clinicals and stuff, or even second year, third year, you would see patients, you'll feel so bad, like, oh, why is this person? If you see your first death, like in the hospital, yo, you're tired, yo, someone died. And it's so sad that, like, as the years go by, you don't actually be like, oh, someone died in that ward. You're like, okay, and then you just see the other patient. I don't know if we just it's not good, but man, this career is just something different. Yeah.
So, okay, do you go in as students? Do they just allow students to go in, or maybe you have to shadow someone?
There's a question for you. I'm gonna answer that. Will this interview be available to watch at a later stage?
Yes.
Okay,
It
you're gonna
will
post it.
it will also be available. It will also be available on YouTube. I'll also send you the link, brother. So if you know that person, I'm sure they're gonna get the link from you, and yeah, it's gonna be available here. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, you were saying something about shadowing people. So usually,
Yes. I was asking if you just go into the hospital as students, and then they just give you the platform, or maybe you have to shadow a professional doctor. Should I say that? A professional doctor. Yes.
let's be serious. In second year, in your preclinical years, when you get to see patients, you usually don't see patients on your own. Usually, you
Okay.
see patients with other doctors, or if you see a patient, it's in groups and all of that.
Mhm.
But usually, I can do most of the things as like shadowing, if you want to call it that. But in clinical years 4 to 6, you basically see your own patient, and then you present the patient to the doctor. Basically, you tell the doctor the patient's story, on an examination, what you think needs to be done for that patient. And then they create a way of presenting. They go check the patient just to double check if everything is fine. But yeah, so now at this stage, like usually most of the time, like we see patients on our own. So we basically trusted with patients' lives.
Okay, that makes sense, man. So I want to know because with other courses we have, okay, when you study, let's say maybe you study, what can I say? I don't know, engineering, or maybe let me just say education. And then you study for like 4 years, you get your degree. And then after that, you study for like, I don't know if it's a year or two, and then you get your honors. And then you get your, what is it, master's, and then PhD, then doctorate. Is it the same as medicine? Do you go through all those stages wherein you get your degree, honors degree, master's, PhD, and then doctorate, or maybe you just do everything all together?
So I mean, those are different parts that you actually just mentioned now. So there's the
Mm.
academic way of becoming a doctor, like you're
Yeah.
an academic doctor, you're not a medical doctor, a medical professional. That's the way that most of people or whatever use to become doctors of something. So they would do their honors, their degrees, honors, masters, and then do their PhDs, become doctors, right? And then
Okay.
there's the medical way. So usually you do a medical degree. So it's either MBCHB or MBBCH if you're doing it in vet or other places.
Mm.
And usually it's like 6 years. UFS program is like 5. So after that, you are an intern doctor, basically a doctor in training. And
After 6 years.
after completing your 6 years, and then after that you.
I'm sorry, but so after 6 years, you're still an intern.
I mean, yeah, you're still an intern. You're a doctor in training. You will have the doctor title, so it's
After
fine.
how many years? You still have to add a year or two. I don't
It's
know.
2 years of internship, but the pay is quite nice, so I don't think it matters.
Oh, okay. Okay, now that you're putting it like that, then yeah, it makes sense.
And you have to, in South Africa, you have to do 1 year of community service before you can practice independently. So it's 2
Okay.
years and 1 year of com serve, and then after that,
Mm.
you can decide what you want to do with your life. You can open your own practice, become a GP. You can work in the hospital, just become a medical officer. You can go back, study, and do a master's of medicine.
Mm.
And then you hold a reg in the hospital. And then after that, you'll be called a consultant or a specialist if you practice in private.
So do they allow you to open your own place and also work at the hospital at the same time?
So yeah, so people do what we call locums. So if someone has got like their own practice and they do have the time, they can sort of like contracted to a certain hospital where they do night work, and they're locum doctors. They come and do a bit of work, get paid for that. So yeah, you have that freedom.
Okay, that's good, man. That's good. So, how's the workload? How's the workload compared to high school?
How's the work? I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna show you my books, but it's not gonna be a
How many
reflection.
pages? Show me the pages. Show me the page. Show me the last page. Show me the last page.
So
Because I think in high school we only have, yeah.
I'm saying these are the books I've had, like most of them since second, first year. I actually need to give them away. Hi,
So
Natasha.
you own them now. You don't take them back.
Yeah, they're mine. Like I bought them. Some of them I received from school. So I don't know if you can see. So I
yeah.
have.
Ooh. So you have to study all those books.
I mean, not at the same time, but somewhat.
But still, you're using the same cerebrum. Okay, it's going
and
to the other side.
then I have my other books, which are just novels and other things. But yeah, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of content. I mean, sometimes people argue that medicine is difficult and all of that. I think it is difficult in the sense that it's content heavy. Like it's a lot of theory that you need to know. Obviously, practical work, you need to be able to use your hands and do things and examine patients and stuff. But the work, the amount of knowledge that you need to have is just so immense. Like it's a lot. So, hey, and I mean,
how do you know? How do you know that? Okay, let's say maybe somebody was shot, or maybe somebody was stabbed, or maybe it was just a car accident. How do you know that this is what I need to do? Do you like run back to the book, or maybe you ask other doctors who specialize in that? How do you know that this is what I need to do? This is what I need to do to save this person.
So, like in South Africa, like we are trained to become like GPs in a way. They sort of like training us to become general practitioners.
General practitioner.
So,
yeah.
A little bit of everything. And I mean, things like emergencies or traumas, you need to have like an approach to that, like how you approach a patient who's been stabbed. So it's not like you're gonna be running. If it's an emergency, you're a student, they're not obviously gonna let you be the first person who handles that case. But if you're a doctor, you need to know what to do. So obviously we have systems. It's a trauma case, you approach it differently from a patient you would see in the hospital who came in because of heart disease or other things, or they have pain somewhere. It's the patient who's been stabbed, so you approach it differently. There's like a system, they call it the ATLS. I'm not sure what it stands for, principles for trauma, where like you need to check their airways. If it's patent, they can breathe fine. You need to check their breathing. Are they getting enough oxygen? Do you need to give them oxygen? See circulation, how's their blood pressure looking, their heart rate. Then obviously you need to stop the bleeding at the end. There's like an algorithm of sort of like dealing with these things. So you're not going to be lost in a way. And I mean, you need to know your anatomy. If someone's been stabbed, you need to know what structures could possibly be injured in the way, or is this something fatal? Is it something that I really need to like deal with now or what? So your anatomy, your knowledge of physiology, your algorithms that you have sort of like acquired in training are going to help you when you have to deal with such a case. Yeah.
Okay, so as a medical student, I mean, doesn't it make you more cautious? Like you're always cautious about everything. You're always sensitive. Let's say maybe you just have a small cut. Now you want to apply whatsoever that you know from medicine. Or maybe you see somebody coughing. Aren't you always cautious about everything when you study medicine?
In a way, you do become conscious because you're always thinking what could be wrong and stuff. So someone is coughing out in the streets and I'm like, yo, that person, I wonder, did they have like a wheezy chest or something? I'm like, oh, it's their asthma. Could it be COPD? What else could it be? and all of that. If it's my family, I think I get very touched when it's family. I always
Oh,
want to make sure
okay, no, I get it. They are okay.
they're okay. Another, but about myself, if I get a, I mean, you know that it's not gonna be threatening, life threatening, then you're not gonna take it as seriously as you would. I think it's like what happens is that medicine sometimes you overdiagnose yourself because of the knowledge that you have. You always think it's the worst thing. If you have a cough or something, now you're thinking you have a blood clot or you have something. So there's that as well. I noticed with myself yesterday I was not feeling that great, and one other person that like one of my neighbors here gave me like pills and stuff, and one of the pills was like ibuprofen, which is like brufen, like your pain and stuff. So the first thing I thought, I was like ulcers. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna take brufen because I may get like ulcers and stuff. Obviously, it's not. It's if you take a lot and all of that. So you always overdiagnose yourself. You always say things like that. Hey, I see she a whole jam. Hey, Erika. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so let's I want to ask now let's say now there's a question that I want to ask, but I want to start with this one. I have two questions. So as a medical student, now let's say maybe you get sick, like very sick, right? And then we take you to the hospital for help. Don't you like think about all the things that the doctor should do? Don't you like feel like telling the doctor what to do or how to help you?
So they say that doctors are the worst patients because of those reasons.
That's what I want to ask. Because like, okay, you are sick and then you know what the doctor should do. Do you let the doctor do their job, or maybe you start telling them what to do, how to help you?
So you are a patient, you need to behave like one, and you are not a doctor in that hospital, or even if you are a doctor, you are not on duty at that time. So you let them do their job. Yeah. But obviously you will be overly cautious. Hey, how they put in your drip, what investigations they're asking, you actually want it to go. But I've never been in such a situation. I've heard of people like being like that. I've never been like very sick that I had to go through that experience of being treated by doctors and think that, oh, they should be doing this and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so you said that the workload is a bit too much. So does it affect your personal life? Do you still have time to do you have time to balance your studies and your personal life?
I would say you manage. I do manage for myself. I do have a few friends around me, around Res, around Cape Town and stuff. So I would say I do have a life outside of medicine, although it's not like very big. I would wish for more. But I mean, people like in our class, usually we don't have like very busy social lives because we have to had a lot of work, hospital work and stuff. Yeah, okay. But I try to do things and there, but it's not the best at this moment. Yeah.
Right. So the big question: do you, at this stage, do you think you can save someone's life? If you were to, let's say now, like we are just having fun, and then it's a life-threatening situation. Do you think you'd save that person?
I can only save myself, man.
No, come on, man. You know what I mean. Come on. Come on.
I think I would be able to do the basics. It depends on the environment. If I'm in a hospital environment, there's so much that I can do. But if I'm in an open field somewhere, I can only do so much. The
but let's say you have everything that you need, right? And then they just want you to save that person.
You have like a first aid and all of that. I can do that. I think it's like sometimes you have to also accept that sometimes you can't save people's lives. You can try to, but
you can try to. Okay, that's it. Yes, you can try to.
That I've learned, that I know, And yeah, I can try that. I have a scenario, not a scenario, but I have like a personal experience. So I think last year it was one of my birthdays, and we went to Grand West, and there was a boy who was skating, and that boy, I think what happened is that like he was skating so hard, like, and then he ended up he fell, like it was a bang. I think he fell on his head or something. He injured his head,
Shame.
and then he woke up just a bit, and then continued doing his thing, but was not feeling better. So he got out of the skating thing out, and then he collapsed on the floor. And imagine, I'm there in front. I was not skating. I was just sitting by the benches. I had to, there's like a lot of people around, and now obviously you are, as medical students at that stage, we were like the most knowledgeable people, I would say, about what's going on. So and there I was checking the boy, but I think I was so confused. So I think it taught, like, we ended up, I didn't help that boy so much. They ended up obviously having to rescue us and stuff, but they were failing. There was a lot of people. I was trying to feel his pulse, if he's still breathing and all of that. It was not well coordinated, and it was a mess. And we laughed about it with my friends afterwards. But I mean, eventually that boy got help. But I mean, it taught me something that what I learned from that is that real life situations are like very different from what we learn from the textbook or from the what we see actually in the hospital, where it's like a controlled environment, and you know there, like, it was a mess, man. So real life is very different from like academics and stuff. Yeah. So Erica says, I think medicine requires experience. You get comfortable with it over time. True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Well.
I'm not studying medicine, but I agree with that, because with a lot of things you need experience, right?
You do.
So once you know what you're doing, then it's good. It's all good.
Internship gives you enough time. Even school gives you enough time. There are things you won't do as a student, but you'll be required to do as an intern. They will show you, then you'll get comfortable. So just right. I see Mwaku has joined. Bruno.
Yes.
Bruno,
okay. Yeah. I want us to wrap up, but I want you to talk to a grade 12 student now. Let's say there's a grade 12 student now who wants to study medicine. Well, what would you say to them? Just to give them an umbrella of everything. They want to study medicine. They don't even know what to do. They know nothing about the marks that they should get, the university that they should go to, the bursary that they need to use, all those things.
Yeah, that's another fat question, to be honest. It's a lot, but let me start. I'll break it down. It's fine.
Okay, thank you.
What do they need to do? They know nothing about. So first of all, they need to be sure that they really want to study medicine. Need to have the marks, man. Like, obviously, check your grade 11, check your March report, check your June report, check your exams. And then it will tell you whether you're more likely to get into medicine or not. And then check the the different universities' closing dates for medicine. Usually medicine closes earlier compared to the other programs. Another thing, check the prospectus and see like the requirements. The requirements are very different. Like, it's based on the university. So depending on where you want to go. I mean, obviously, you want to apply to more medical schools, so you increase your chances of getting in. But check those requirements and work.
Okay. May you please specify the APS, the minimum APS of medicine, even if they don't want to go to the University of Cape Town or Stellenbosch or Witwatersrand. Just the minimum APS if you want to study medicine.
I think it would be hard to say that, hey.
Okay.
But they can go with what I said, that if you can get 6 distinctions, you should be fine. You should be fine. I mean, UCT calculates their APS very differently. They, instead of using those levels, 7 plus 7 plus, they use the mark out of 100 as an APS. So they would say if you got 90 for maths, they would say 90 plus 85 plus, and then that would be out of 600, including LO. And they would also add BTs as well. So NBTs over 100 or what, then that would be out of 900. And then they have a disadvantage score factor. So if you come from a village, you black, colored, previously disadvantaged, then they add more points. I think it's 20% of your total mark. They would add like 20, so that like your chances of getting in are much better, because obviously you had to work very hard compared to someone perhaps to get into.
I get it.
So yeah, but aim high, man. Like I can't say 24 APS or whatever. I can't say that if you can get level 7, everything. If you can't get 6 distinctions or 5 with good NBTs, and yeah, that's what I can say. Mr. Pleasure is here.
So with bursaries, what bursary do you think can help them?
They can also check different universities. Yes, exactly. They need to check the different medical schools. What bursaries can they get or apply for? Hey, medicine is like bursaries. Like, you see, bursaries usually are offered. Bursaries are usually offered by companies, right? And
like?
No. I'm just giving an example. I'm just trying to elaborate a point. These are usually given by companies. So ShopRite, or you can talk about Deloitte, you can talk about SafeSort and stuff. So for medicine, the company would be interested, because usually it's hospitals, right? So that's what makes it difficult to get a bursary. But usually provincial departments of health have bursary programs that they run, so they can check with the department where they come from. Limpopo Department of Health, they usually offer bursaries and stuff, but it was a process. I think it's a process. Getting a bursary from Limpopo, it's a mess. And then Puma, they're quite reliable, and the Western Cape and Gauteng, in terms of giving bursaries to students who want to study medicine, they can check. I don't know if the summer bursary is still the South African Medical Association. They used to have a bursary, but I don't know how that comes about. And then, I mean, NSFAS, like NSFAS will not, if you're going to be studying medicine, just apply for NSFAS as well. Erica said there's so many websites that say bursaries. I'll send it to you. She put in.
I see here. She also sent a link. Maybe next time we should have her, and then she will tell us about the bursaries and everything.
Yeah, she's a very nice person. I think she should be here.
I'll have her next time, or maybe she can just confirm here if she's comfortable with it. Then I think next time I go live, I can talk to her about bursaries and everything about medicine and whatsoever that she would like to share with the high school students. So what's her name? Maybe should I read it? She a whole gem. If you'd like us to go live together next time, we can do that. Then you tell us more about bursaries and everything that you'd like to share with high school students. So just confirm here if you're okay with it. Then we'll talk after the live. So Dr. J, I call you that. That's how I call you. So, thank you so much, man. I truly appreciate, man. And this was very productive. I am very sure that it's going to help high school students. And yeah, I think we'll have more doctors from Palabura then, and other provinces, not only from Limpopo, but other provinces as well.
She's responded here. She said, only if it's the three of us. I mean,
no, but you'll only be talking to me, right? And then you don't have to reply to the comments. I can reply to the comments, but yeah,
I think she's so. I mean, it's not like a threatening live or anything. It's not like there's hundreds of people watching or anything, or you feel like.
But it's gonna go to YouTube and TikTok, right? So, but yeah, we'll talk. So, man, I just wish we have more doctors from Limpopo, and other provinces.
Why are you
right?
So wrong, man.
Limpopo.
You only the Limpopo who says Limpopo so wrong? Like, what's wrong
What is
with
it?
you?
Is it Limpopo?
No, it's Limpopo. No, there's no
Oh,
for that.
Limpopo. No, okay, no M between the popo.
Yeah, no.
But I did say Limpopo, but yeah, okay. So I truly appreciate, man. I'll try to upload this live tonight. Yeah. And then when I'm done, I'll send you the link if you want to watch it again, or maybe if you want to, share it with friends. But yeah, that is it. We'll see.
Thank you so much for
I
having
truly
me.
appreciate, man. Thank you so much. Have yourself a great evening. Take care of yourself, and
Yeah, likewise. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I think I'll talk to her when I'm done. Okay? It's fine. Yeah, I'll talk to her when I'm done. I'll send you the link, man, and then you share it if you want people to watch it. But yeah, I want people to watch it as